Over the past few weeks, our administration has implemented a new rule preventing the students from bringing in Dunkin' or Starbucks coffee in the morning. This is a shock to us as we've always been able to bring in our coffee before this year. So I went directly to the source and asked, what is this new rule all about?
Hey guys, so we've always had a food policy here at Morgan, and to be honest, it's something that I was working on last year. When students come in late and they have coffee with them or food or things from Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, it just makes it hard, especially now, because you really shouldn't be taking off your masks to have all these extra food items. You know, in the morning, if kids have it, the thought is that they're either going to the cafeteria if they're in 11th and 12th grade, or they're over in the gym behind me when they're in 9th and 10th grade, and they're eating it there before they start class. I do see kids doing that. You know, I know that we're allowing water because it's just good for the body, you know, and as a biology guy, but you know, having lattes and all kinds of stuff in the morning, we're just discouraging it. It's not a new policy. It's just that something that we really, especially during COVID, it's just clear that you shouldn't be taking off your mask and you know, having all these beverages and things. So hope you understand. You're welcome to leave it on the tables, what the office staff is saying, and pick it up during lunch. But I guess the better thing is maybe start your day a little bit early, you know, especially if you have senior privilege, drink it in the car, and then come into school. That would be great.
This new rule has been very confusing to a lot of our students because why can I bring water and not my Dunkin' coffee? How come it's okay for me to bring it in a tumbler, but I can't bring the cup itself? How come faculty are allowed to make coffee and drink it throughout the day, but I can't bring my own in? How come I'm being stopped, some of my classmates are not? Is this new rule because of COVID, or is it just because they want to prevent spills throughout the building? So let's see what our Morgan faculty and students think.
I think that students should be allowed to bring in their coffee. Coffee has many essential vitamins, vitamin B12, vitamin B4. There's many different things that coffee offers. It also energizes you. Many say it makes you more productive. So why wouldn't you want more students being productive, being able to finish their work on time? There's just many different things that coffee has to offer. And honestly, I don't understand personally why coffee is not allowed when there's so many beneficial factors. And truthfully, it's honestly disgusting.
Yeah, I think it's really stupid. Like, if I can have water, why can't I have, you know, my coffee or my drink?
I agree. I think this rule is really stupid because we are allowed to bring our water bottles in, so what's the difference?
I think that for the new Dunkin' or coffee rule, I think it's kind of smart in the fact that they don't want to spread the virus, but also it's just kind of inconvenient, especially when people like forget and then they buy a coffee and it melts by the time it's lunch. Also, people that come in for normal time, they don't really get caught with it, so they get to have it, but then people that come in for study don't. So it's just kind of like either really enforce it or don't.
I just think that personally, like, you're allowed to bring in water and you're allowed to take down your mask when you drink water, and it's kind of like the same thing when you have coffee. So being stopped at the door, like, especially when you have study, like, I just don't think it's necessary.
I'm just confused about how we can have our water and like take our masks off to drink our water and not put the straw in our mask, because I think that's safer than taking them all the way off.
I think that we should be able to bring coffee to school because if teachers are allowed to, then we should.
I'm pretty upset because it's like, what's the difference between coffee and water? Like, it's pretty much a liquid. What's the difference?
I think, I think we should be allowed to bring outside drinks because, most of the student body is responsible enough not to spill it all over the place or, ruin stuff and stuff like that. I think we've shown that responsibility throughout the years. There have been very few accidents that I've heard of, and most of the time students do clean those accidents.
I think it is extremely weird that some people get stops but not everyone gets stops, and that you can bring a beverage from your house but you can't from Dunkin' or Starbucks. Like, what's the difference?
I love my coffee maker. I'm sad I had to put it away, but I do still make my own coffee in the teacher's room. I drink it, I leave it on my desk. I'm taking a risk, but I feel safe in that risk. Again, I keep it a safe area. I'm not walking around with no mask on all day, right? Drinking coffee, maskless.
You start wearing a mask.
Yeah, I take it in small doses, small sips at a time. Controlled, right? I don't know.
So I brought it into school today, and you know what? I didn't commit a crime. and I'm happy I have my coffee with me. 2, it's not like I'm late because of my coffee. If I'm late, it was probably because I was somewhere else. Like, why does this matter? It's just coffee. I also have some water in here, but maybe I have like coffee in here too.
Okay, I personally don't drink coffee, but I still love Dunkin' Donuts, and I would like to go get it sometimes. But if I'm going to leave it in the office, I'm going to come in contact with a ton of people up there. And then, on top of it, I'm wasting my money. So if I'm going to get it, you guys are going to pay for it.
So I had to go get my coffee, and since I got stopped multiple times and harassed, I had to board in here, which made me late for school. So it's stupid.
I think students should be able to bring coffee in, but not if it's sweet and low. Wait, what's the... You don't... Oh, yeah. Because that's just gross, and there's no way you can drink that at 7 in the morning.
I think there's no difference between drinking water and coffee, and yes, I also hacked the system today. And also, I think something that's less COVID-friendly than coffee is when we're all bunched in the hallway for a fire drill.
Except I don't have a straw. It's probably better if you had a straw because you can just put it underneath your mask. But who knows?
What do you think about not being able to bring them in?
Water? Coffee, what's the difference?
I think the coffee rule is not good because just everyone loves coffee and it doesn't like do anything. Like we still drink coffee in the morning, so why can't we have it at school?
It's a little bit confusing of what the rules are. If we can bring it, but it has to be in a tumbler, or if we can't bring it at all. If it's because of we don't want drinks spilling, or if it's because of COVID. I understand we should all be able to drink water, and maybe not as much with coffee, but I just think it needs to be a little bit more clear to the students because some people have been getting upset about it and getting their drinks taken away, and it kind of like puts a little damper on.
Hi guys, what's up? My name is Max Skidmore, if you don't know already, and this is what I think about the coffee rule. I believe that I think students should be able to bring their coffee into the school. You know, we get here around 7:30, you know, and I think, you know, help out Jules and Tom, small business, you know, bring it in. Kids are tired in the morning, you know, and if we want to do well in school, we need coffee.
I think the new rule is dumb. I think we're old enough to like know what we can drink, and I don't think it's anyone's business.
Personally, I am just outraged. Every morning I wake up and I get up extra early to drive to Dunkin' Donuts to get my caramel infused coffee, and I don't understand why the school feels that they just like need to change things.
Okay. They did announce it like the one day I ever went to Dunkin' to bring in coffee, so I think it was intentional. And they saw me coming in and it was Target Clara. But I mean, I kind of get it, and it makes sense that like having to take down your entire mask to like drink out of those sippy lids is kind of difficult when we usually have straws in our regular water bottles.
I think it's ridiculous, and I think we need to stop this right now. And I don't know why they even put the rule into play. Were people sharing it? Were they throwing it? You don't know.
I understand the good intentions of not allowing coffee, but it's kind of the same thing as me pulling down my mask to drink my water bottle and pulling down my mask and sipping out of a coffee straw, so.
To be fair, the rule of the school has always been no drinks in classrooms except for water bottles. So while this is a COVID policy so you don't take your mask off, that has always been the rule.
I just think that if they're gonna make me put my coffee in the office and let it get all watery, I think they should have to pay for it, honestly, because that's $3 I'm not getting back.
So I understand the reason for it, but from what I've seen, it seems to be an underclassmen problem. And I get that if a couple people mess up, then it affects everyone. But seeing as we're separated, I think that the upperclassmen should get to keep that privilege since we have not abused it.
I understand the good intentions behind the rule, but it doesn't make sense to me that you can bring coffee from home but not from Dunkin' because it's the same germ threat.
So I think the new coffee rule is like kind of dumb because I think that it's weird that you like can't drink coffee but you can drink water.